Hello, welcome to Ep.1 of Under the Bar. Is that what we're calling it?
I think so, yeah.
Under the Bar,
For, yeah.
whatever the fuck that means. I guess it's just because we bench press them with fucking meatheads that don't know anything else. So, Under the Bar sounds fitting. I'm going to start by saying I've just been called zesty for sitting like this. I don't know what the fuck that means, but how this is gay. Anil, the videographer who's here set up the cameras today, when he first came to, like a while back when he came to my other house, I was sat on my sofa like this with my legs like that.
No, that is.
And he was
bit.
like,
that is a little.
He was
bit.
like, that's gay. Now I'm so confused how sitting on my sofa with my legs up is gay. Like, I've really.
There's a big difference between that and that.
How is? What the fuck do you mean? How is this gay and this is I might be gay? Like, where does that work?
I said zesty. I didn't say gay.
All right. Zesty. Speaking of gay, actually, while we're on the topic, I said I wasn't talking about this anyway because I feel like we need to normalise things like this again. The word gay. Oh, I'm sorry, we do though.
Yeah,
it
was different when we were kids.
Well,
gay,
yeah,
gay
like,
and gay
and retard, by the way.
You're gonna
have to, if you don't like the word retard, you have to skip like this entire podcast because I use that word a lot. But like when I use the word, I don't know, gay or retard, I don't mean you're a penis pirate or that you suffer with like mental or physical disabilities. I just mean you're stupid and that's gay. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you're retarded and gay.
A little bit, yeah.
So for me, that fits, and I think I should be able to say that without people being upset.
Yeah, but when we were younger, Gaylord was like a standard
exactly.
thing. It didn't mean
when I was a
just
kid,
a bit of a different.
Yeah, but like when I even remember, but it never meant anything. Like I remember being like 10, 11,
no,
and being in school, and I'd be like, "That's gay," or yeah, Gaylord or Gay King or anything. You name it. Call people everything like that. It never meant that you like to have anal sex with men.
I mean, I don't even think you thought about that.
No, well, exactly. That's like you didn't mean that. It just meant that's gay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's gay just means that's stupid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's daft. You're an idiot. Or that's gay means that's shit. Do you know what I mean? That's what it meant to me. But now it means like, how dare you say that? You're being homophobic or you're being whatever. You know, protected characteristics.
Whatever you say now, especially you, on the internet, you can't just say.
Well, yeah, but the thing, we already know that if I was consistently uncensored, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, this is how I think cancel culture works, yeah. If you do something that is quote unquote cancelable, or say something that's quote unquote cancelable, if you go, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that, you get cancelled. Yeah. Because it's like you then admit fault. You're accepting some form of wrongdoing. Yeah. Whereas if you just go, yeah, I don't give a fuck, get the fuck over it, people tend to go, oh, well, here's what it is. Because that's it, people just move on, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the idea of any of that, like, I'll never get it. Good luck, can't see me, I just don't care enough. I don't care enough, but I do love my protein.
But no, I think
my protein. Thanks for supporting me, guys. I will always be good to you.
I think Anil's your savior, really, with his editing.
Yeah, if I didn't have Anil, yeah, because like there's always bits where we're in mid video and I'm like, Anil, cut this, Anil, cut this, Anil, cut that, cut this, because the raws could definitely not hit. I mean, they could maybe on like a Patreon or like a subscription service where I couldn't be, which I'm never going to do. Like, I would never pay all content, but yeah, like. I think you definitely split a fan base.
Yes, you would for sure.
Like, as in, like, whoa, you can't say that, or like, whoa, that's a bit of a dark joke.
I think the older lads will be all right with it. The older British kind of people.
I think like I balance it between two things. You know, geezers.
Yeah.
Like a geezer, they don't give a shit.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like a geezer, just like they hear it.
It's just not that deep, though, is it?
And then, yeah, well, that's the point. Yeah. Like, because that's what I'm saying. Like, when we were growing up, it was the classic,
it just wasn't,
So I know it sounds like a fucking cringy saying, but sticks and stones might break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Yeah. And that was the point.
And now words are the worst thing going now.
And now words are worse than whacking someone, yeah? That's the point. Like, now, a word is treated in the same way as fucking punching someone. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, that makes sense. I can't get my head around it. Like, when I was, everyone knows, but growing up playing, like, 360 and like Halo, Modern Warfare 2, playing COD 4. Like, do you understand the heinous shit I said? The heinous, however you say shit I said in lobbies, brother. I have fucked at least 55,000 mums worldwide, multiple times, according to COD. Believe me. anally, deep, without permission, you name it. All of it.
You
All of it's been done.
You learned a few things in COD lobbies, didn't you? Really?
Yeah, this
you
is what
learned
I'm
a few
saying.
fucking things.
The thing is, when I was a kid, everything that was said and the way we were builds character.
Yeah.
It character builds to a point where now at 30, you can call me what the fuck you want. I'm self-aware.
Really
I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, you fat fucking shit bench presser. Oh no.
I think you do cry.
Like, do you know what I mean?
I think you do cry. When the cameras turn off, it's like...
Yeah. It's just like, fucking hell, like, the way people get hurt, like, by simple shit. But more to the point, I think now we live in a society where more than ever, people want to apply anything they can to victimise themselves. It's like, if it's something that they feel could apply to them, they will take it and then go, I don't like this because I feel a certain way about it. Whereas me, I can be like, oh, I don't care enough. Like, I truly just don't give a fuck to even discuss it or think about it. My brain hasn't got the room. I have too much other shit going on in life to care.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? How do people have time to care? So, I think on that segment, I'd just like to say that I think we need like a national normalisation again of gaylord and retard. I'm being honest, we do. Because when I call someone a retard, it means you're a fucking idiot.
To be fair, it's one of your most used words.
It is. You know it. Retard is probably my most used word.
Yeah.
I grew up using the word retard. And by the way,
you're not calling someone a disabled person.
No, but I don't. With all due respect to my little brother, he's special needs. Yeah. I have a little brother. He's 3 years younger than me. He's special needs. He has learning difficulties. I always said it like I fucking did then. And you know, he's 27, and he has the mental age of a I want to say 7 to 8 year old, and he always will. He'll never develop past that. But you know, let me tell you now, the kid fucking loves WWE, and if you take one of his wrestlers, fuck me. Good luck, brother. Do you know what I mean? If you take one of his little figurines out of 800 that he's got, he'll know which one it is. About 45 seconds later, he'll go, where the fuck is John Cena version 6? Do you know what I mean? Who's took him and put him back now? But the point is, look, I grew up using the word retard, never ever having an indication of that meaning any offence to someone of any physical or mental disability. Do you know what I mean? It was just always meant.
Wasn't a thing, though, was it? Just
no.
A thing.
It's like it's always been meant in a way of, oh, you're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Do you know what I mean? You're a retard because you're an idiot and you just made a dumb decision about something, or you've said something stupid.
Yeah, I think you just got to come to this generation coming up is a little bit softer, a little bit.
A little
different.
bit.
You can't raise
a little bit. Yeah.
A little bit. But you're not allowed to raise them in the same way.
The world's wet now.
As in I don't know with your kids, but my sister has 3 kids, and she actually gets like leaflets on how to discipline your kids. And
I couldn't imagine.
Tell you what, none of them involve getting a smack.
That is
none
crazy.
of them involve getting a smack.
But this is what I mean. Like, okay, that's like a sensitive subject for a lot of people. Yeah.
Subject, yeah.
Because like especially now with parenthood, everyone's like, whoa, you can't smack your kids. Like, whoa. Like, I've got 2 sons. They're 10 and 12 years old. I think I've probably smacked my kids' asses. I'd probably say in my life less than 10 times.
Yeah.
In their lifetimes. I think that's probably accurate. Yeah. They probably haven't had a smack on the arse in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Neither of them, do you know what I mean? But more to the point, my kids have a level of respect for me now as a dad that I don't see 99% of other kids having for their parents.
You can see it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just my presence alone is enough to stop a situation instantly. Yeah. Me saying something, just a look is enough to instantly put anything on hold. But now you've got, for the most part, 12-year-olds running around with fucking knives. Doing what they want.
Yeah, that's insane.
No guidance, no leadership, no, respect instilled in them from a young age, etc. And that's what's shaping society now. Is fucking. Bro,
do you think that's what that is? Do you think that's what that is, though? No respect.
I think
it's parents.
I do.
You're carrying a knife.
I think it absolutely boils down to the fact on core beliefs you were raised on and the way you were taught to carry yourself.
But what's changed then? Since when we were growing up, I was going out till as a kid. 10, 11.
Yeah,
you weren't never worried that you were going to get stabbed.
Of course you weren't. No, I'll be out on my bike every day.
To then? The way it was raised.
On my bike, 6 weeks old is the best time of my life.
Up at 7, 8 in the morning,
straight on my BMX, all day, home till 8, 9 p.m. every day, and it was the best. But I think now, kids now are more sheltered, in a sense of like, you've got 2 extremes. I think, how do I describe it? I think we were forced to be more self-aware when we were younger at our age. Like when we were 10, 11, we had to, you know, we didn't have the means of easy access to everything. Like you had to go and get on a bike and knock for your mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You had to go and knock on for your boys.
Yeah,
you had to
yeah,
actually get about and be a bit
move. Yeah,
boisterous and do stuff and have an experience and like live that life. And now the basis is like, well, I can sit on the phone, say what I want, do what I want all the time, no negative effect. Well, that's the biggest problem now is you can say what you fucking want, doesn't matter.
Or social media, I think.
But also like
massive
as a kid, like, you know, and I'm sure you're the same, but you had scraps, you had fights. I mean, in school and the streets, when you were out playing football, if someone hit you a ball.
When you had a scrap, though, you weren't worried about getting stabbed, were you?
No.
But now that's the first
when
thing.
I was on the scrap, I was worried about getting knocked out. You've got to knock him out, like batter him, do you know what I mean? But not as in like batter him and boot his head in on the floor, as in hit him, get him down, and then pick him up. Like there's a level of respect afterwards.
Or if he just gives up. Usually it was the first one that gave
Literally.
up.
Do you know what I mean?
Have that much power as a kid, did you? You weren't knocking people out.
You know, when, like even, you know, all through my life, like when I was fighting when I was younger, it was always like, there was never like an area or like a belief system where it was like, I want to harm you to this point to cause you a risking injury to your life. And now, I think this is the reality. I think because kids don't fight anymore, they're actually so cowardice they use weapons. Because I think there's a dissonance, almost like a delusion, where with the whole knife culture now in the UK, it's became brandished cool to carry a knife.
Yeah, well, yeah, because
like it means you're on job, or I'm sick.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think the consequence that comes with doing it and carrying one and using one on someone isn't shouted about enough to discourage it. Because if you think about it...
But do you not think that this has come about more because it's talked about so much on social media?
I think it's more to do with cultures and the way culture is now in... Like, for example, look at... Okay, there's no way anyone that says drill music doesn't fucking affect the brain and the way that kids act is fucking stupid. Like, you're straight up fucking delusional, bro. Because let me tell you now, as a 30-year-old man, if I put drill music on in my ears, I suddenly get a bit fucking, feel a bit fucking aggressive. And that's me, as a 30-year-old. Yeah. And I know it's stupid fucking music, do you know what I mean? So it's like, if you've got 13, 14, 15-year-olds developing, growing, feeling like they've got something to prove to mates, listening to that music, coming through it, and then everyone around them's doing it anyway, it becomes something you instantly just need to twine with. But it boils down to the simple fact that as kids don't fight no more, kids stab. Look, as young men, when we were kids, we'd have a fight. You'd be mates 5 minutes later.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
You literally 5 minutes later, you'd be friends with them. Because you've had the mutual respect to go. We've just had it out. You know what I mean? And now there's an understanding between us of, you know what I mean? Like, I can move past that.
Yeah.
Whereas now, there's no middle ground found. Now it's like, I'm going to chase you down and stab you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't have a middle ground. You know what I mean? There's no middle ground to be found, which means it's just retaliative. It's back and forth, back and forth. It just keeps happening. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It didn't. When you had a fight as a kid with someone, I don't know about you, but I don't think I ever fought the same person twice.
No, never.
Or had something retaliate afterwards. You have a fight and it's done. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Actually,
so I think it's bizarre. I do. Anyway,
half the time with me, it was with your mates, like your mates have a slight falling out, you have a scrap, and then you're better mates after.
Literally.
Yeah.
I used to fight friends more than I did randoms. I mean, it was mates that I'd fight. I'm surprised, me. You haven't fucking had it out yet, you fucking bellend.
You don't want that, mate. Oh, you don't want that.
Okay, then. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I put a story up earlier about topics for us to talk about. Someone said equipped bench, so we can touch on that. Because I
don't think there's anything wrong with equipped bench. But I think it's a completely separate sport.
I think the issue is... Okay, you know what? Let's touch on this as a whole, because I've seen stories from Leroy Walker lately, stories from Julius Maddox, posts from them, TD Smash. There's this whole conversation going on right now that seems to be like... I don't know. It's all about pressing whatever, but... Okay, here's how I look at it. I come about, Tumbarello comes about, people like Riot come about, Larry comes about. Now, Larry's probably the outlier there because Larry was powerlifting heavily and did it all in comp previous to any of this anyway.
Yeah.
But then if you look at like me, Ryav, Tumba, people like that, we're wrapped benches, yeah? Bang wraps on, we pull up big numbers on bench press. then you've come along, you're doing the same. Now, it gets to a point where you've got your old heads, Julius, TD,
that don't get along with the new.
Kong, who, so for example, TD Smash put up a post the other day, and TD said, I don't know the exact wording, so I'll try and quote it to the best of my ability, but basically that when he was coming up, or when he was younger and training, it wasn't about a social following first, it was about putting the numbers up on the platform. It was about competing first and then growing your socials afterwards. And he was like, basically now the game is about socials first.
Where was that rule book? Like, where
well, that's what I'm going to touch on, because
that was his choice.
He said after that, now it's about socials first and then competing. My question is, and I suppose it's like, this is how I look at it. I am in a position in my life now where off 3 years of really grinding social media, I am blessed to be doing where I am now. Yeah. Like financially, my circumstances, the companies I work with, my own brand, everything. Like, I do what I love for a living. I get to travel the world doing it, etc., etc. No amount of competing that I could have done in the last 3 years would have even given me 10% of what I have formulated from 3 years of social media.
I mean,
the return is fucking nothing.
There's nothing in competing.
It's
no
just
money wise. There's, I mean, the highest comps in America. What are they?
$10,000 maybe.
Some of them go up. They go up a little bit.
I'm not being funny, but with all due respect, I don't mean this like negatively, but I can make $10,000 doing 4 posts for an app on Instagram. Do you get what I'm saying? So, I can commit 12 weeks of a massive program on repeat 5-6 times a year to peak over 3 years to do a big comp and win $10,000, or I can spend a month
just
doing
to
4
put your
posts.
name on the paper and say you are the best. Like, Julius is the best.
Yeah,
that's his name.
We don't dispute this, by the way.
But
this is like nobody disputes who the best benchers in the world are. I call myself one of the best pressers to ever live, because I do genuinely think I am. I think I have feats of strength that nobody can replicate. If that's the case, then surely there's a tie-in to argue that. Yeah. Like, I have some of the best, even in and out of raps. People say, oh yeah, we did it in raps. If it's so easy, replicate it then.
Yeah.
Replicate it. If it's in raps, which somehow devalues it, then surely it's more achievable. Why is no one else achieving it?
Can we also say that we actually do like 90% out of raps?
We do.
They just don't.
This is the point.
But
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. You need to maybe do some accessory sessions to show them. But
for me, it's like, when I first started training, this is before any of this now, and before I even knew you, I just trained when I was doing bench press because I loved being strong, and I realised that bench was fun. And I kept doing it, 2-3 times a week, loved it, loved the way it felt, loved getting stronger. Then it got to a point where, like, I started to chase the number when I started doing social media, and I realised it's actually a lot of fun just trying to chase that single PR, that keep going for a new PR.
That's what keeps people going.
And then I met you, and we started pushing that together. Yeah. And I think, there was never a point in my head where I was like, I'm going to take this in raps all the way forever and call it the best bench press ever. Look, I'm not going to say that. Look, unless it's in a competition, done, officiated, it's not.
You're not claiming like it's a world record. All you're doing is posting.
I claim things like my one-arm press world record because, like it or fucking not,
no one else has.
I put 3 plates up on incline bench with one arm with a 6-second pause. Like, we wore an elbow wrap. Replicate it, motherfucker, please. Yeah. I mean, you're going to snap your entire arm off, your shoulders coming out.
We also say that no one's stupid enough to replicate.
This is what I mean. It's like, look,
I wouldn't even do it with 2 plates, let alone 3.
And I think, like, so, like, on that whole topic of, like, equip bench, wrapping the bench thing, this is where my head is. A lot of the old heads are upset at the current state of the game. My response is, the state of the game now and how it is isn't our fault. We are just basically victims of circumstance. So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to sit here and go, nah, you're right, I should definitely go and compete. I don't need money. I've got 2 kids, bro. I've got 2 kids and a future.
You did compete.
And I did. This is the point.
For like 8 weeks, you didn't have much content.
But
really,
exactly. So this is the point. So, like, everyone, like, I shouldn't let things influence my thought process, but I did. Like, everyone was like, yeah, like, you've got to compete. Like, and I was like, it was starting to get my own head about it, and I never had before. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to compete because everyone says I have to compete. So, having never programmed, because I don't, having never done a set routine of programming, never done any powerlifting style pressing.
Calibrated plates.
Completely
different.
What did I go and do? I did 8 weeks and took a British record. So this is the point I'm making with all due respect. You lot fucking chat so much shit, but I showed you in 8 weeks that I can do it very easily. But what I don't understand is people are mad at us for taking the route now that we are, when we're not competing. Reality is, this is how I'm going to put it, it's jealousy. You're upset that you did it the wrong way around. That's what it is. And ultimately, another thing is time. You were peaking before socials had the coverage it does now in lifting. You know what I mean? So you were performing feats of strength and getting stronger and doing your pressing and setting these records when it wasn't socially covered or it wasn't socially covered because you didn't make it socially covered enough. I've put myself in a position where I can put a 6-plate bench on the internet, which in the grand scheme of things isn't huge, but hundreds of thousands of people find it extremely impressive because I've given myself the platform to do so. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when we go, oh, well, I don't understand, the social surely should come after competing. Why? Why should it? What gives you the entitlement to that? You have to earn both. One doesn't come with the other. Do you know what I mean? They have to both be earned. So for me, it's like, I don't know, the whole conversation of like, well, you need to compete first. I think with all due respect, bro, do what the fuck you want and ignore everyone. And for the record, you have to remember this shit, especially with powerlifters. I say this clearly. Powerlifters are the 1%. By the 1%, I don't mean the 1% elites. I mean they are 1% of the 100% gym unibase. As in, 99% of people don't powerlift in the gym. They just use the gym and lift.
As a whole, it's
It's a very niche thing.
Boring.
It's a boring thing. So when a powerlifter goes,
powerlifting is not the funnest thing
this is not in competition. It's a shit that score and your body weight is way more anyway compared to other people.
With all due respect, suck your fucking mother. Like what? Honest to God, who gives a fuck? Like, this is the reality. Do I care about the opinion of the 1% of powerlifters who mean nothing to me anyway? Oh, blah, 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 yeah, but you haven't done anything comp. Or do I care about 99% of people who watch my content and go, bro, this was fucking sick? Why do I care about you lot? I care about all the people that find it sick. Look, I'm not incentivized in any way to go and do a comp. It means nothing to me. But I will say this. In their defense, there needs to be an area. There needs to be definition. So, like, as a wrapped lifter, like, I wear elbow wraps, but I don't claim not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll post gym PRs on social media because they are gym PRs, and don't define that I'm wearing wraps because it's pretty obvious that I fucking am. You can see them on my arms. And more to the point as well, it's a gym lift. Yeah. It's not any sanctioned powerlifting meet. And the point is, a sanctioned powerlifting meet is a very specific type of lift. It's not a gym press. Everyone in the gym, 99% of people that bench press gym style, not like a powerlifting comp. It's a very set way of pressing. So the most relatable type of press is the press that I post, which is touch and go. And as simple as that in wraps. Wraps are also widely used now. So my issue is where you've got people like, okay, for example, these 18 and 17-year-olds, that do this bollocks and put a slingshot on and go, watch this 18-year-old bench 800 pounds.
Well, that's not a slingshot. It's
an F8.
It's called a sling, but it's a
F8 fucking Widowmaker.
It's a bench
so for those, you know what, this is a topic.
Shirt.
This is a topic that people asked us about. They're like, can you talk about slingshots? A lot of you don't know yet. So a slingshot is basically, it's a piece of very strong elastic and fabric that goes over each arm and it spreads across the chest. And it's designed so that as you bring the arms down on both sides, it stretches it across the chest, adding a massive amount of resistance so that you can fire the weight back up. Some of these slingshots are so powerful, it takes about 250 to 300 kilos of pressure, even more, just to touch your chest. Just to touch your chest with a bar. So imagine you need 250 to 300 kilo of weight, 660 pounds on the bar, just to touch your chest because this is so strong in terms of resistance.
I'm pretty sure that when you use the F8, the one that was that young kid you were choosing, I think when it's 3-ply, it's even more than that.
Yeah, so there you go. So it could actually be a lot more.
Sam Drozdick uses it in comp.
Yeah.
And do you remember I had to go with the single
and
Sam
did say himself, it takes a ton of weight to get it down, But the point is, you've got these 17 and 18-year-olds that are putting up 360,
that's confusing.
Whatever kilo, exactly.
People just don't know.
But they post it, they go, watch this 18 or watch this 17-year-old bench 1,000 pounds, 900 pounds, 800 pounds, when in reality, as we've seen, none of them can bench over 5 plates out of any of that. I mean, even in raps, they can't. So it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Because the issue there is, and this is where I understand the alignment difference when it comes to people like the old heads, is the old heads look at us and go, oh, people see that as the same thing that we do. But then I also understand it from our perspective, because people look at those kids and see that the same thing as we do, and it's not. Do you know what I mean? So I see it from every side, because that slingshot era is fucking dog shit. It is, sorry. Like equipped competing is a different thing.
Equipped competing
is its own thing, and I respect it completely.
That slingshot, the F8 one, that is allowed in multiply competition. That's allowed. It's an easier version of a bench shirt. That's why people use it, because it's a slip on a bench shirt to get on.
I have nothing against equipped lifting.
No, it's just a different sport.
At all. Mate, technically we could be classed almost as an equipped lifter using reps.
From what I understand about equipped lifting, it's actually quite a painful sport.
Well, it's got to be. You're holding people are benching about 400-500 kilo and holding it in their hands, mate.
That's what I mean. People go, Jimmy Colby,
620 something kilo.
Okay, yes, he was in a shirt and a multiply shirt.
But he's having to fucking have his elbows and wrists support 600 kilo. It's mental. It's mental.
It's insane.
It's genuinely nuts. Do I find it more impressive than a 354 Julius Maddox raw press? No, I don't.
Not at all.
I don't, because that's such a different level of power.
He's also holding 607 kilos above his face. You can't deny that. You can't deny that.
I just think, like, touching on that whole topic as a whole, I just think, like, social media is a newer thing. Saying, when I was coming up, it was competing, and then socials after. It wasn't that, because socials wasn't what it is now. You didn't have the options to push socials. Look, and if you did, shame on you for not doing so. You should have utilised it.
The one thing I can't get on with is the new elbow wraps are fine, but the new humping as you press.
The humping rhetoric's mental.
The point where you look like
the whole rhetoric around that, is people people are just fine with it all. But this is what I'm saying. Bear in mind, it's social media. We're talking about the 99% of lifters. So the generic-based lifting, no one really cares about. They just want to see it and put it up. And this is what I'm saying. Nobody gives a fuck in realistic standards about that 1%, judgment base of a powerlifter. I don't care. I just don't care enough. Do you know what I mean? I just don't. I can't be asked to give a fuck. And the worst thing is, like, even now, like sometimes my brain will go, like, I'll spend an hour looking at comments or something, and I'll see loads of comments like, you should compete, you should do this, what during the comp. And then my brain starts to go, nothing.
Can I say that me and you both got pushed into competing? I never wanted to compete.
Yeah,
I only competed because everyone around was saying, you need to compete, you need to. I didn't care for it. I don't care for it.
And this is really where my head is. I care about one number, and it's the world record. I do care about trying to take the world record one day, whether that's in the next 2-3 years.
I care to just push myself. Cool. I don't need it.
This is where I am. My head's like, I want to mentally push my bench as hard as I physically can.
As far as you can, yeah.
If I can take the record, that is absolutely what I'll do. But I'm not going to compete in the midst of it. I don't care to. I don't care to go and do a comp here, do a comp there, do a comp here, I don't give a fuck. Competing is not fun. It's
also,
fucking
I think
boring.
As well, to take the record, there is some health risks with you doing that, because it involves a lot more.
A fucking ton of juice. A ton of juice. It
involves a lot more, and that's real. That's been real. That's just been 100%.
We know that.
Why would you want to harm all this?
This is what I mean, and this is another thing. Like people like like I see that in the YouTube comments quite a bit. People like, this guy's just wasted his potential. I see that quite a lot. Why is this geezer wasting his potential? I know you've seen that as well. Yeah, like people say all the time, why you waste your potential? If you just lock in properly, you could be the one to take the record.
They don't understand what it entails.
You don't understand the actual physical stress it will put on my body, my heart. Yeah. You know what I mean? To go and achieve that,
you could only really attempt it in a short window.
Exactly. It needs, 8
to 12 weeks is your limit probably.
It's crazy. You know what I mean? Like you got, and it's like, I had my bloods done the other week, and a lot of people think my blood, I must be so unhealthy. My latest blood results, I'm actually like fucking genuinely very happy with. Like everything is so good. Like everything, even down to all my heart markers, chronic heart disease markers, everything's healthy range. Everything. I'm 178 kilo and everything is healthy range. So really, other than what was it, my red blood cells, I had to donate blood, so I've done that. But otherwise, everything's good. So it's like a lot of people think like, this geezer must be blasting. That's the point. That's why I'm okay, because I don't. People think like you're dying. I'm like, I'm not dying because I don't blast. This is what I'm saying. I don't want to blast. It scares me.
It might be a running joke that I see some trend for my whole life, but
yeah, you do take a lot of trend there.
So I mean, but me and you do it in a healthy way, really.
I don't know. You made me. I literally pinned you yesterday, Ross. So. Pinned your ass.
I took Tren once in my life, and I've been open about that.
You know, I've heard this about 1,000 times, guys. I took Tren once. Listen, if you took Tren once, you've took it 1,000 times.
6 weeks pre-comp, the only time I did it, and it was a very small amount.
Sure,
that's the
bud.
truth.
Sure, bud.
Okay, if it makes you feel better.
Geezer literally blast Tren, bro.
Yeah.
Have you even got any blood left?
Imagine if I did.
Have you got any blood left?
No.
Is it Anavar? Is it just Anavar now?
Just Anavar, yeah.
Just Anablood.
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 I couldn't be on Tren. I would lose my noggin. It's too much. Tren is designed for cows, mate. That's what it's designed for, cattle.
I'll never be doing Tren. Never.
You're basically putting poison in your body.
I'll never ever touch Tren. But we already knew that. Like Doc said that as well. Doc was like, yeah, don't ever do Tren. I was like, I'm not gonna. Never.
I was advised by someone who was coaching me at the time. Won't say who, but obviously I was taking minimal amounts. He said, no, you want to up all that. So
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The thing is, different people respond differently.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think I got the benefits.
But yeah, if you took another 50 milligram, you might have had mental benefits. That's what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? You don't know. People respond differently.
Just stop then. Like,
that's the point.
That's the dangerous game of more. But the general thing is with steroids, it's a little is a lot.
Yeah.
You don't need copious. It's like all these bodybuilders nowadays. They take like 5 compounds or whatever, or powerlifters they take about 3 or 4. I mean, that's kind of insane, really.
Yeah.
Whereas if you, obviously this is proper swerving, but kids jumping on steroids now at very young ages is insane.
Yeah, I mean,
I first took it
the gear
26.
pandemic. You know, let's talk. Yeah, someone actually has to speak on that. And they was like thoughts on like people promoting the use of gear versus like pushing for discussion of the negative effects and staying away from it. I think like there is my biggest quarrel was like one, people claiming natural that aren't, which is why, like, for example, I've done videos on people
just being
like
honest,
that Logan
always
kid.
Never lie about it.
Dog,
you gotta be honest.
If you lie about your gear use and claim natural and you lift genuinely, bro, drop dead. Fucking drop dead. Because you are setting a standard to young men that makes them likely deal with body dysmorphia and mental challenges because you setting unrealistic standards based on gear usage and claiming natural. It's a fucking absolute scum thing to do. But also, a scum thing to do is just lie in general. And if you take gear and then go and talk about consistently promoting the use of gear or discussing gear without discussing the negative effects of gear, you're then underlining the idea that it is okay to use it without concern. Because that's the problem now, is a lot of people talk about gear use, but don't go, these are the problems I have. This is what happens. Like, this is the negative side of it. Because there is abso-fucking-lutely a negative side to taking gear. Number one, once you start actually running cycles, your blood gets dirty. You've got to start thinking about donating blood every 90 days, literally. Like, every 90 you got to donate blood. Your blood gets thick. You imagine your heart's pumping a fucking syrup around. You know what I mean? Shit like that. This is the stuff people don't talk about. Acne. Good luck controlling your estrogen and your E2 to a point where you aren't getting spots unless you pin in consistently to maintain a good level and not get lows and highs and, mood swings, emotional fucking outbursts, shouting at you,
Do you know what's the one that no one really says as well? Ages you.
Yeah, it does, man.
Completely changes.
It does age you. It does. Like, I started gear July 2023. And I look like I gained 6 years of life in that time.
I started.
Do you know what I mean?
And I looked about 24 when I was 26. And then suddenly I was 30.
This is what I mean?
My face changed. Like, it just ages you.
But to be fair, I was buying fucking beer when I was 14. I looked old then.
Yeah.
I think I've always just been fucking traumatised through life, I guess. To just look like a middle-aged man. It's never really changed.
These kids don't even test their natural. They don't even push the natural part. They just want to be straight to the top.
Yeah.
Which is, I trained naturally for 9 years. I think 9 years it was.
Well, I trained naturally for 6. And for me, it was like
8, 9. Yeah.
And then bear in mind, I always said I'd never take gear. Like
I said exactly the same thing.
I always said I'll never ever take gear. And then I thought, right, what are my current goals? Like, what do I want to achieve? And I got to 305. I benched 305 naturally with you. And then I was like, if I'm going to push for a record, what does that record, like, what does getting there require? And you look around the space, you work it out, you go, right, everybody at that level, or even near the level, is taking gear.
So you've got to look at it as well. What have you put on your bench?
Since I started gear, 25 kilo.
It is not that much, really, though, is it?
I would disagree.
Well, I would say when
25 kilo in 2 years at that level, I feel like is a lot to put on, you know.
If you scroll down my Instagram, there's one in Ironworks. I did 250 in a pair of sleeves when I was natural. Low 90 kilos.
Yeah.
I've put on 50, but that's with elbow wraps.
Yeah,
that's
but how long have you been on gear, though?
4 years? No, 4 years? No, 5 years? 4 years?
Yeah, there you go. So it's about the same rate, 10 kilo a year. So, yeah.
There was a lot of other factors going to that, like massively. I've put on like 20 kilos.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, my body composition has improved since starting gear. I've definitely got more muscle mass.
Yeah. You actually look completely different.
Yeah. And I'm not as much of a fucking bloat lord.
When, like your memories on your phone, there was a picture that came up of you the other day. We were at one of the game things. You look completely different.
And then, additionally, like, I think to gain 25 kilo at that level, because it's not like going from 100 kilo to 125 kilo. We're talking about going from 305, which is already high echelons, to then pushing it to another parallel of 330. So to gain 25 kilo at that level, I believe that it does show, yes, gear clearly fucking works. But
no, what I was meant by that, though, do you not think that also shows that maybe me and you are anomalies? Because we already were.
This is the point. It's like everyone's always like comparing themselves to us. People go like
what we took. That doesn't mean they're going to gain 50. Doesn't mean what they're going to gain on the bench presses.
For reference, by the way, like everyone knows, like I'm openly spoken about my gear usage. Like I've documented my cycles on YouTube and that. I currently run a mil of test, which is 250 mil test, half a mil of decat, half a mil of mast. So I run a 125 mast, 125 decat, 250 test a week every 7 days, and I only pin once a week because I cannot be asked.
I'd say mine, but he would just say Tren, so there's no.
Yeah, so Mike takes 500 milligram Tren, 300 milligram EQ, 500 milligram test, 50 milligram Anavar every 2 hours.
What do I really take? Go on. What do I really take?
I think
you
Mike.
know exactly what I take.
I actually don't know exactly, but I'm going to guess. I think Mike takes.
This is the first 250
test,
anyway.
Probably a milli test a week, and 50 milligram Anavar.
30 Anavar.
There you go.
That's exactly what I take.
So there you go. I mean,
only take the Anavar in the strength phases.
Yeah, and I think this is the conception though. Is like a lot of people think we run copious amounts of gear. We don't.
I'll tell you what. Some powerlifters, elite powerlifters, will probably laugh at our cycles and be like, "That's not even a cycle."
Yeah.
Bar your John Hacks. John Hack is actually very
reserved.
If he's truthful about what he said, he takes a very similar cycle to what I do.
Yeah.
It's very low.
Yeah.
And then when he wants to get a bit stronger, he does Anavar, I think.
Yeah.
And then like 6 weeks out, he jumps onto Anadrol.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what he came out and said, which is probably why as well he's lasted so long. He's not taking crazy amounts.
Yeah, because he's.
How long has John been consistently?
Yeah.
That's why I believe him, because he never. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. I think I'll tell you another thing as well is one of the biggest downfalls of starting gear for me was injuries. I wish that's
100%. Yeah.
Like you know, Paris. My missus to say this, but I was for the 6 years I trained naturally. I never got hurt. I never once got hurt.
I had little niggles, but nothing like what I've had now.
I didn't even have like a small niggle or a small injury. I'm talking nothing.
But all that is getting too strong for your own body.
But the thing is, I spent 6 years bulletproof in my tendons. I was doing so much volume.
Yes.
I was doing so much fucking bench volume. Like, people can't comprehend it. I used to show people the app. I had that strong app where you input your sets and input everything you've done, and then you can compare it week on week. And I was doing like 20 sets of 180 kilo for like 8 to 10 reps. By the way, by like set 20, it was like 5 reps at most. But the point is, I was doing so much volume. And yeah, you could call it junk volume, but do you know what wasn't junk? How much strain I was putting my tendons through. They were having to adapt. So I got to a point where my tendons were so bulletproof that I could clap 155 kilo and not feel it. That I could one arm 2 plates for 12, 15 reps and not feel it.
I used to train exactly the same as that, very high volume. For instance, every squat day after I finished squats, it'd be a set of 30.
Yeah.
The weight could be 3 plates, 4, whatever it is. Yeah. And the only thing I'd say against that is regretting that now. Yes, I think it made me really strong, but my joints probably suffered way more from doing so much.
I'd say now I feel my joints a lot.
Yes.
But I think also you can correlate the fact that I bench 300 kilo plus every week to the fact my joints hurt. I wouldn't say so much it's the repetition of 4 plates over the years. I think it's more so of the consistent strain now at this level. I'd actually argue if I continued to train how I used to train with that level of volume, I'd probably be in a lot less pain now. Do you know what I mean? I just don't train at that level of volume anymore because it's impossible at the weights that I'm at now.
Yeah.
I definitely think, for example, the moment I started gear, what was it? Probably 6 weeks in at Ironworks. I said to you, I felt my chest and I had a twinge. It was on incline, I remember. And I had a chest pull. It was pretty bad. And that put me out for a few weeks. And then a few weeks after that, I did the other side. And I was thinking, damn. And then, I've gone through muscle belly tears in my chest, AC joint injuries in my shoulder now, to a point where it's like gear genuinely negatively affected my progression course.
Injury-wise, we haven't had anything
severe.
I've got a herniated disc and a severed nerve in my leg, so that really makes my deadlift and squats very hard to do.
It also makes the way.
But what I'm saying is, generally, we're pretty much put together. We are not missing pecs.
Nah,
we've got
not like Joe.
pulls and muscle belly tears. Minor little things, but it's not that bad for what we do. To be honest,
no, it's not. I think like we've been, all things considered, like I said, I think this is where the proof is in the pudding of volume. All the volume I did has put my body in a position where I can undergo very interesting positions in pressing and be okay because of the amount of fucking volume I used to do.
And also you are a sizable man, because if I did, even though I've done the volume for a long time, I couldn't do what you do. I haven't got the size to do that.
Doing like that, like I think anyone alive, even down to like your best physios and sports therapists and sports fucking scientists, you name it, would claim the idea of taking 3 plates off in one arm and bringing it down on an incline and resting it and then pressing it back up would rip an arm or tendons away. And I didn't. I was fine. The only thing that actually happened, if you remember from that, was I had a pretty bad elbow inflammation for about 6 weeks.
Yeah,
it was horrible. I got back from Vegas and I was just struggling to press because my elbow was cooked. But in the moment, I didn't feel it. The adrenaline was so good from the press. I was like, holy fuck, I felt amazing. But I just think, like, I've always heard that word, junk volume, and I've always heard people act like volume is, you can do too much volume, it's no good for you. I don't necessarily.
It depends what
you're
doing.
Yeah.
If you're prepping for a comp, you don't want to be
ever
going to that kind of limits. You don't want to be. Don't want to be doing that. Mm-hmm. But it's let's call it off season or general training.
Yeah.
Then you kind of can't do enough volume in a way.
I don't think you can.
As long as you're safe about it, I'm not saying be like 80% doing fucking crazy sets. I mean, like, within reason.
Do you know what I also think is you meet new parts of yourself. Like, let me tell you now, like, there would be days where I've gone into the gym. I remember this 4 years ago, and I'd wear like an old sling, because like, you found my old slingshot in my room yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah.
I had like an old slingshot I bought off Amazon. It was like 18 quid. It probably added 25 kilo onto my bench at the time versus what my raw was. It was a really weak one. But I liked using it, and I used to get a lot of volume done. I think at the time I was probably benching about 240 kilo, 250 kilo, around there. And I just remember going in and being like, I'd work up to a top single of, let's say I did 250 in a sling or something, or 260 in a sling. And then I'd take it off and I'd go, right, you know what? Like, I'm about to do 20 sets of 180 kilo. And mentally, you know that you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But you will meet new parts of your like brain when you get to set 10, 12, 14, where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking do this. I've got 5 left, I've got 6 left, I've got 7. And it's like you start to fucking build that discipline level of like commitment of like, I guess it's like delayed gratification of like, I did it and I went through the process of doing it and got there. Like, I even find that with the gym I do, like, I like to challenge myself in there. Even when I'm on my own, I'll challenge myself randomly in a set where I'm like, I want to achieve this.
I used to do that pretty much every day.
Yeah. And I find that really like helps me a lot.
You don't have to tell anyone you're doing it.
You don't.
Yeah, you just do it for yourself.
Yeah, literally.
But also, with that's still very old school powerlifting style. Yeah. Powerlifting's changed a lot now, where you think that you do 5 sets of 3 or whatever the fuck it is, and you sit on your ass and it takes you 3 hours.
Yeah.
But if you watch any of the old powerlifting, West Side Barbell, Louis Simmons, they trained balls to the wall very much like
all
you
the
said.
time. That's what I'm saying. Louis Simmons believed in maximal output. He believed in maximal output every session.
But that's kind of been lost now, and it gave powerlifting such a bad name. And now you see these kids that are in there. You walk up to the bench. How many sets you got left, mate? And I don't know, 3.
Yeah.
Takes them 40 minutes.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
And that's insane. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah. It's like like we know this because if you look at, just refer back to when we were programming me for the comp this year. I hated it.
Yeah.
You know, I did.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it because it's like, right, I've got to do what? 3 sets of 240 for what? 3 reps? Oh, wow.
But we didn't.
I don't care.
But you still got through the sessions quick.
I did get through the sessions quick. I never took a piss.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't. And you know, but you know how I work. Like, if I fail a fucking like a top single attempt within 60 seconds, I'm re-wrapped and I want to go.
Yeah.
Because do you know what I mean? Like, I can't. Like, I'm firing. I need to go now.
I mean, yeah. I mean, especially as well if you're just doing like, I don't know, say like middle into a program, 5 weeks in or whatever, and you got 5x5 or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Why do you need to take 10, 20 minutes in between sessions?
don't.
If anything, you're going to
You
you're going to be cold.
You don't. That's the point.
It's just you
know how it is. I get cold as well.
Yeah.
Like there's moments where I'll be talking to the camera for YouTube. It tends to normally be my drop set, doesn't it? After I've done a top single, like I'll do a top single and be like, let's do a drop set. And rather than giving it 5 minutes and doing it, I'll give it fucking 15. Yeah. And now my body's relaxed, my heart rate's slowed. You know what I mean?
It can even be worse for injuries. You're letting your body cool down.
Literally, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think it's. I don't know. I think it's just there's too much shit now.
There's just a massive change in the.
Well, look at the whole science
world.
thing. Science-based lifting is the. I can't even take 2 minutes to fucking look at it. I can't.
Look, there is science in lifting. That is true.
Oh yeah.
But this shit that people are trying to come out.
It's more
get in the gym, train hard, do the basics. You know what it is? Why are you trying to overcomplicate the basics? Something that's always worked.
That's it from. Oh God, I keep yawning, bro. I'm so comfy. I think it's more like there's a style of science lifting or science-based lifting that I can respect, where they look at optimal and maximal outputs to achieve set things. I completely get it. But then when I see people wearing like a foam thing around their arm with a cuff here that they aren't holding, or sorry, like a D handle that they're holding that isn't connected to something, and they using a handle that's on the back of their arm to push down a tricep machine for the optimal like resistance level, like I slap the fuck out of you. That's how I feel. Like I want to slap the stupid out of you. Just fucking train, bro.
Well, do you look at it this way? Do you think? Do you see Ronnie Coleman training to a science standard? I know Ronnie Coleman
never in my life. No,
is a genetic freak.
Doesn't matter. Never in my life.
Sometimes you just have to.
Right, you just said.
Or Branch Warren. Do you remember Branch Warren training?
Yeah, no, literally, it's like.
But they're just doing the basic stuff.
Okay.
You don't need to overcomplicate.
I've benched 330 kilo. You've benched 300 kilo. When have you ever done anything different for your triceps other than a fucking rope push down and a straight bar push down?
Anyone that is coached by me would know I never overcomplicate shit.
Do you know what I mean?
Because you just don't need to.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what? Like, what? And yeah, well, people go, yeah, but you're paying for strength, not bodybuilding. Well, fair enough, but I'm also a big cunt.
Can we also say that if you are powerlifting properly, Ronnie Coleman was a powerlifter before he was a bodybuilder.
Yep.
It builds an incredible foundation.
It does, yeah.
You have to understand that, but people talk about waist size and stuff like that. But really, that is just your hip structure. I'm not gifted. Yeah. If you look at me as a kid, when I was built like that, my hips were still as wide as my shoulders were. It's you don't need to overcomplicate what you're doing at all.
I agree.
You don't need to. It's just simple. Do you know what's best for triceps? Tricep extensions, tricep push downs, skull crushers. French press, that's basic stuff. You don't need to do all this crazy stuff.
Tell you what, while we're on a topic as well, because it's just reminded me, World's Strongest Woman winner.
Oh God,
that was interesting.
Well, it's not World's Strongest.
Oh woman. No, it wasn't the World's Strongest Woman because it's.
But haven't they taken that? Wasn't there something they're changing it?
So
that's what I
she's
heard of. Was it Eddie's video?
Yeah, so the title's been stripped and given to Andrea Thompson.
But can we also, what you mentioned in that is there's actually someone that didn't qualify for that. Some woman that's been working her ass off to qualify for the World's Strongest Woman.
Didn't get the position
and didn't qualify because of that.
Yeah, missed out. So
stuff like that is ridiculous. Like if they want to do that, fine. Make their own
literally
class or whatever it would be.
There should be a World's Strongest Man, World's Strongest Woman, World's Strongest, I don't know, them.
This is the whole fighting sport situation. You can't have it in a fighting sport anymore, can you?
Nah.
Because it is dangerous.
I just don't understand. You know what I don't understand the most? How does a bloke with a cock just get past it for that long and no one knows? Like
Eddie said he doesn't what we call it he.
I'm going to sneeze in a sec. I don't know.
Them? I don't know.
Yeah, that's just cool.
Do you know what it is? Like, people don't like to say it anymore. People are too scared to say it, but like it's a
yeah.
You were born a bloke.
To me, if you're a bloke, you're a bloke. If you're a woman, you're a woman.
So They have an OnlyFans, don't they? That's how it got found out.
Yeah, they had an OnlyFans. Yeah,
and where he's showing off that he is clearly...
What?
Clearly has a winky.
A penis.
As a penis.
Penis parader. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You've lived how long of your life as a man? How much more strength are you going to have?
I think it is for me? I think the thing that raises flags for me with the whole situation was how does a nearly 7 foot, 400-pound human, nearly 7 foot, by the way, 400-pound human, pass as being a woman?
But also, can we not just
I've never seen
but the way Andrea Thompson reacted on the... Does she... It looks like she knows.
I think it was a known thing amongst the competitors, and I think what they did was I think they probably found out during the process of the competition and or just before, didn't know how to handle it, likely let it go on and then
when does this ever happen?
Changes afterwards.
Where someone just suddenly goes to the top and then takes the win. Where does that happen in any sport? It just doesn't happen.
That's what I'm saying. I don't... The reality is, strongman's quite a tight-knit sport in the sense of people talk. Competitors talk amongst themselves, people speak, things get around. So it's like, for example, there's no way that man or that woman or they, them, sorry, whatever. I'm not going to say sorry for fucking... Oh, yeah, anyway. There's no way that person with a cock has gone unnoticed, especially having an OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. Like, that would have been a topic of conversation at some point for a group of people. Like, did you know Fingy's got a fucking OnlyFans and they've got a knob? Do you know what I mean? Like, so the point is, it's like, there's no way that hasn't been raised as an issue at some point. I suppose the question is, because of how woke the world is now, people are always worried on how to approach something. Whereas I've just gone, meat sword.
But can we also just
that
say
side?
That's in Texas? That it's not allowed to do that. So it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's illegal. Donald Trump made it illegal. I'm sure.
I don't know.
I'm sure there's some weird that Eddie was talking about it, or was it Mitchell Hooper? One of them was talking about it, where the rules you can't do that.
Yeah.
And technically, could be a little bit fraudulent, really.
I just think, a
little bit.
I think without declaring, you're in the wrong.
Yes, without declaring.
If you've gone into a World Strongest Woman contest as a transgender person and haven't gone, by the way, I'm a biological male, then you are in the wrong. You have disrespected all of the female competitors, shown no respect for the sport by doing so, and giving yourself an unfair advantage.
But in this world at the moment is very much going that way. Do you remember that swimmer who in the men's league was so far bloodied down?
And then went to the women's and won it all.
But there's two other women on that pedestal who have been training all their life. And one of them has missed out on a gold medal or whatever it was because of him. How does that person go home and look at themselves in the mirror and be like, I'm proud of myself?
Well, yeah, but I know how. This is how. They're the classic participation trophy kind of people.
Yeah.
That's what they are. Oh, I'm proud of me. Look what I achieved. Yeah. You achieved what? Fuck all, really. You achieved... It's like...
You're literally ruining someone else's...
Do you know how I look at it, like, with all due respect? And I don't mean this in a negative way. Like, I do. I don't. Like, women are incredible. Yeah, women are like, and they're incredible at so many things. Yeah. But when it comes to physical sports with men, they can't compete. And that's just the truth. Because as men, we possess immense amounts of muscle mass, testosterone, etc., right? So... it's not like fucking rocket science to know that. It's basic. So if you, as a biological male, then enter those sports to compete against women, it's like going to a playground and kicking children and then celebrating the fact you want to fight. Do you know what I mean? That's what I feel. It's like going to a nursery, picking a fight with a 6-year-old, battering him, and then going, fucking, take a picture of your belt afterward. Like, what did you do, brother? What the fuck? And by the way, that's not to take anything away from anyone because, like, for example... Andrea Thompson, I want to say World's Strongest Woman, still, by the way, this is how shit you are, with all due respect, of a strong man. This is how shit you were.
Only just beat her.
That's listen. Andrea Thompson won, I believe she came first in 6 fucking events. Yeah. Do you know how mad that is? 6 events she came first in, but she fucked up in the last event and came like 7th in it, and it put her into 2nd place. But how shit... of a fucking strong man are you, or strong woman, or strong them, or strong they? They're at nearly 7 foot 400 pounds. You came 2nd to a fucking woman in 6 events. You got a cock. Yeah. You're shit, brother. Like, you fucking wank, man. Sorry. I'm a fucking hater. I'm gonna drink some haterade today. I can't rate it. I can't fucking rate it. Can't rate it.
No, I just look at the point of like, there's someone that hasn't made the competition because of you. It's just like, I don't know how you look at themselves like that. Was it for the money? Did they do it for the prize money? I don't know, because if I decide I'm a woman suddenly and go and compete in a powerlifting comp and win, and for 10 grand, is it for the money?
It's obviously for the sense of inclusivity. People want to compete. I think I understand the natural need for competition. Yeah, whether you're a man, woman, whether you're non-binary, whatever you want to call yourself, there's always a natural desire for competition for a lot of people. Yeah, people want to compete at things. For example, when we play video games together or do anything, we want to beat the other. You want to be the best. You want to do. You want to perform. Yeah. So just because you're going through a sex change or you're changing gender or whatever you are, whatever you want to call yourself, there's likely still a competitive air to your existence that you want to fulfill. And a lot of them will want to fulfill it in, I suppose, the gender they assign. So naturally, they're going to go, well, I'll call myself a woman and I want to compete. So I'm not going to compete in World's Strongest Man, even if I'm a biological man, I'm going to compete there. The problem is that's not okay to everyone else.
Yeah.
That's not fair on all the other women. So there just needs to be, if this is going to be the way the world is now.
It's going that way. So
it clearly is, isn't it? You know what I mean? You can't even fucking say anything there.
It's literally going to be like they have the Paralympics. You need the bloody Trans Olympics.
Look, the reality is,
you've got to do something.
I'm never going to be intentionally nasty and disrespectful to someone like that. But don't expect me to bend my world for it. That's number one. I won't bend my world for you. I won't bend my world for fucking anyone.
That's the same with everyone else. Just because you decide you're a woman.
Yeah.
It's like these people that get this new craze where people get angry. You know, in restaurants, he called me a man. Well, in his defence, you sound
that's
like one.
That's the craziest shit.
You look like a man that's dressed as a woman.
Craziest shit to me. The idea that, like, in the public sector, in a restaurant or something, like, if I walk up to a man that looks like a man but believes he's a woman or calls himself a woman or genders himself as a woman, but you look like a man, if I go, hey sir, how can I help? But do you go, did you just call me sir?
Yeah, but can I also make a point? Would you mean anything by that? No, you're just being polite.
Exactly. This is the point. And it's like, are we expected now to approach people of, hello, what's your gender? Is that how I should approach you? What are your pronouns before I speak? Shut the fuck up, you soft pussy bunch of cunts. This world is so fucking wet now, it's untrue. Like, it's so wet. And by the way, you know some shit that, what's his name? Tate. You know Andrew Tate, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't agree with everything he says. But I agree with a large majority of what he says, to be fair. And with all due respect, I align with the guy on a lot of things, with the way he acts about, like, traditional styles of a man, family, values, etc. I agree with it. But one thing Tate said that I agree with heavily is it's never been easier to win than now. Like Dana White said it too. Yeah. This world is truly... Yeah. Pussy as fuck. Yeah. Nobody wants to achieve anything. Nobody has any drive and discipline. People are happy to fucking exist, consume, and just fucking live on dopamine. The world is soft as fuck, and the world is wet. And I promise you, it is factual. It has never, ever been easier than now to just go and get what you want, because no one else is chasing it. If you just lock the fuck in for 2 years, bro, I guarantee you've got it. It's already there. You've already laid the foundation. It's done. Because no one else is. Everyone's fucking wet. Everyone is fucking wet. It drives me mad. But like I say, if we're at this part of the world now, if we've hit this time part of mankind where we are just going to roll with the fact that people can change their gender, cool, no problem. It's
not going to reverse itself, is it?
It's not. No. It's only going to go carry on.
We're heading that direction.
The point is, there has to be categories for it. Then
yeah,
you can't go and take, because this is how you got to put it. How many women that have transitioned to male have we seen go and compete in male sports?
It's very true.
How many?
That's actually a good point, yeah.
Fuck, I swear I know of none. I know of none. Do you know why? Because women aren't looking to fulfill that on themselves. They know full well of the physical differences when it comes to male and females.
Can we just make a point that also,
it annoys me so much when men who transition to women go and do it, because they're fully aware.
Women can be stronger than men. Andrea Thompson is probably stronger than 99%.
Andrea Thompson is stronger than fucking
99.9% of women.
But she's stronger than most geezers I've ever met in my life.
The difference is, if you're taking world's strongest woman and world's strongest man, that's when there's the difference.
Yeah, we're talking about the echelons of the sport.
Yes.
Look, it's like I say, Andrea Thompson will beat 99% of male gym goers.
99.9%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
literally not a problem.
Yeah.
But the echelons of male sports, the uppers, are going to always outdo the upper echelons of female sports.
Yeah.
That's just a fact.
Yeah.
So you cannot be having a man winning a biological man winning world's strongest woman. It's just not okay. No. It's not okay. No. But shout out to Official Strongman Games, or is it OSG or whatever it was? They've done the right thing.
Yeah, they have done.
And they've stripped the title and given it to Andrea, which is rightful. Because
I just generally think that they were in the dark about it.
I think I think here's my point. Yeah, people scream, like for example, trans people scream about their need for inclusivity in the sport. Well, how's about more of you come and compete to do it then, so there can be a category for you?
Yeah, just
that's the issue.
Yeah,
you talk about it, and you're also loud about it online, but none of you officially come and involve yourselves in the sport.
I just say, I don't think
desire a category.
Either me or you have any. We do not care if you're a woman and want to be a man,
brother,
or vice versa. I don't care.
This is how I feel. I don't give a fuck, genuinely.
Yeah, genuinely, I do not care.
Not a thing. If you are a dinosaur, brother, chilling, whatever, raw. Fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
You do whatever you want, but you've got to you've got to have a category, but two, you don't always. What's the way to put it? People don't always have to be involved in what you think.
Yeah.
You know, if you think
this is how I work. If you're a biological man that has transitioned to become quote unquote a woman, a transgender woman, that's okay. If you want me to call you a woman, I'll call you a woman. But I'm not going to believe that you are.
If you don't know.
I'm not going to believe that you are, though. But yes, I'll call you a woman.
Yeah.
But I know that you're not, though, because you're a biological. But I'm going to call you a woman. This isn't cancelable, by the way. I'm being respectful.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's why I made the point. I made the point.
You know what I mean? If
I've got no issues with it.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Do you know what? You know what? I'll call you Tim.
Can we both also say we have both got like gay mates, and
we're sounding like that classic thing now. Like I'm not racist. My sister's cousin's got a dog, and the owner that we bought it from was black. So, that's how we're starting to sound.
Like we have that many. Like we have them mates, so we're not weird like that. Because when you see two big men, you think, oh, anti-gay kind of thing, or whatever the fuck it is.
This is so the opposite. Yeah, no,
he's the zestiest bloke I've ever met.
Me?
You. You're zestier than a gay mate.
I am not zesty.
I need more people here to back me up.
I'm not zesty. There's nobody that can back that because I'm not zesty. I just make relatively gay comments sometimes.
Yeah, a lot.
I feel like everyone does, but
yeah, I don't think you have a close friendship and you don't. I don't think you have. If you and your boy mates don't make jokes like that.
Joe kept touching my ass last night.
Did he?
Yeah. It's a bit weird.
That's funny. If everyone could see what Joe is like after he has a few drinks,
I wish people.
He steps out into a different person.
The problem is, everyone could see him drunk, but then he'd be locked up. That would be the issue.
Yeah.
Shortly after, so the world's not allowed to see him drunk. But yeah, I don't know if there's many more topics to touch on today. To be fair, we've yapped on.
We've yapped and short shit, and we've done, So.
Oh, there you go. That was episode 1 of Under the Bar, which probably involved little to no actual talk about being under any bars and more just talking general shit.
I think people like that, to be honest, mate.
Me and Mike, don't forget, our new 8-week bench program is live right now on reaper-graveyard.com. So me and Mike came together. We've basically built a program that combines the best of both our worlds when it comes to training, because, we both come from pretty different training styles. And so, things that I've always sworn by, Mike doesn't swear by, things that he swears by, I haven't always sworn by, but we've utilised best of both worlds and learned from each other. And that's what we've done over the last couple of years of training. So we thought we'd put that together in a program and give it to you guys. It's an 8-week comprehensive program. It's very detailed. It involves 4 sessions a week, 2 push days, 2 pull days. And it is basically designed with one thing in mind, and that is to make you bigger, stronger, and all-round a better performer when it comes to bench press. But you will have secondary benefits from it, absolutely. You're going to get a lot stronger.
You're going to have some big chunky boy arms.
You have some big chunky arms, you know what I mean? Things like that. So this program is good, man. It's very good. It's on an Excel document or a Google Sheets document. You input your 1 rep max And then over time, as you put in your actuals that you achieve per session, etc., etc.
And I think both of us said if we generally use that program, we would.
Yeah. So me and Mark we've been discussing about running the program.
Yeah.
So this is another thing for us. But we've been discussing running the program on YouTube and documenting it as a YouTube series. Yeah. The only concern is it limits me heavily on content for social media because I'm programming and it's just not fun for people to watch. But yeah, the program is live now. It's £30 compared to most on the market, bro. At that level, it's so cheap. So go and get it. I promise you're gonna have a great time on it. But don't get it if you are genuine. I'll be honest with you. Don't get it if you're someone that just doesn't take your training seriously.
Yeah.
Because you need to be locked in with this program.
You probably want a couple of years under your belt.
Yeah, I'd say don't buy it if you're 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 months into the gym. Don't buy it. You need to be like a good year, 2 years into the gym. Know what you're doing when it comes to your pressing and that, and go from there. Yeah. Shout out to My Protein. Love you guys. Use code BBB. If you guys support me over the Black Friday period, it means the world as well. And yeah, go follow Mike on Instagram at Mike Rab, Mike RABBB. I think it's 3 B's.
3 B's.
Yeah. And yeah, safe. Love you all.
Peace out.
Adios, amigos.